Ciao from Rome! We're here at Rome Fiumicino Airport, and today we're going to be flying on ITA Airways A321LR.
This is a narrow body jet on a long haul route in 3 different cabins. And on that note, where's everyone going to be flying?
I've heard from a colleague of mine, Ben Smithson, that the business class product is potentially the best business class seat on a narrow body plane. So I'm nabbing that one, sorry, which leaves you two, Maz.
Well, guys, you've treated me so good up until this point. I've never done economy with you guys, so I think it's time that I do economy.
Well, I'm being treated slightly better. I'm going to be in the premium economy cabin, and from what I've seen, it looks pretty damn nice.
Well, we're going to be flying from here to Accra in Ghana. They're flying both to Accra and Dakar, but it's Ghana for us today. So let's go.
Let's go. TPG, I have missed you. It's genuinely been about a year since I've last been on a video, and I'm really excited to make my debut on economy. Let's see if we can at least get some good food in the airport, and hopefully my seat will be very comfy.
It's premium economy for me today, and I'm super excited about this flight for a few reasons. It's the first time I've ever been to Africa in my entire life, so a very special day for me there. Premium economy on a narrow body jet, that is just quite a rare product that you don't see all that often. I've heard a lot of good things about the cozy cabin, nice and intimate. Really excited to see what it's like.
Oh, Fiumicino, how I've missed you. You're not going to see the check-in, but you have seen that before in the last video we did with ITA. I'm just excited to get to the lounge, but most excited to get on this plane. But this is an airport that kind of gives me the warm and fuzzies. I don't think it's warm and fuzzies for Maz. Do you remember that gluten-free pizza?
Well, there's no lounge access for Maz and I today, but I think, you know, we're in Italy. There's got to be some nice food here. Certainly something better than that gluten-free pizza you had last time, right?
Anything will be better than that. We need to go search for some proper Italian food.
Let's do it. I like how you did the little Italian.
Mamma mia.
This is the Piazza di Spagna, the ITA Lounge at Rome Fiumicino Airport. The food here is not quite like other food that you're going to find because there is a big pizza oven. They're making fresh pizzas being pulled out all day long, fresh pasta being made, a whole buffet of other delectables as you would expect from Italian catering, and a huge coffee machine where I'm going to head now and get my first coffee because I am desperate for one. Grazie. This is stunning. If you thought I was going to come to Italy and not eat some pizza and pasta, you were terribly wrong. Bellissima!
This is already looking way more promising than last year's. Ooh. I mean, that looks pretty promising. Okay, cheers.
Good stuff.
Very good.
Try mine for measure as well. It's fluffy,
It's
cheesy.
fluffy. Everything you want from a pizza.
Okay, so there you go. If you are stopping over in Rome Airport, go to Cafe Vajano, some nice pizza and espresso. Well, Nicky may be flying in business class, but I might have him beat on comfort and support with today's sponsor.
I brought my full Bumbas compression lineup. Bumbas offers a variety of styles and compression levels.
These are the knee-high everyday compression socks. They're extremely soft and snug without being too tight. If you prefer the ankle height socks, these have graduated compression and a bit more airflow. But let's say you want max compression and breathability. Grab the calf sleeves. These are temperature regulating. They've also got targeted compression performance calf socks with a tighten it at the ankle for more comprehensive support.
And for every Bumbas purchase, one is donated to someone experiencing housing insecurity.
Customers have helped donate over 150 million essential clothing items through their purchases. Now that's real value.
Use this code right here, 21% off your first Bumbas order.
Okay, I'm going for the knee-high pair. I'll see you on the plane.
Well, down the jet bridge we go. This A321 is right in front of me in the resplendent ITA colours. I'm so excited because I've heard this one's good.
Feeling a little bit jealous of Nicky, not gonna lie. Oh, but not that jealous.
Okay guys, this is me, 32A. I'm impressed at how huge this IFE screen is for economy. Everything is very sleek, very modern, as you would expect from a fairly new aircraft. Instantly, as soon as I sat down, pretty comfortable. I mean, I am small, so it doesn't take a lot to, you know, impress me in the seat. But I have to say, I've got plenty of room. Now for the recline test. Oh my God, I think I've just broken something. What's happening? Okay, that's as far as it goes. I'm not gonna lie, I was expecting a little bit more. Come on, this cannot be it. No, I think that's it. Okay, seat is comfortable, recline. Needs a bit of work because, as you can see, I don't really feel I've reclined much. Okay, now let's see how much space I have down by my feet. Certainly not the biggest space that I've ever had in economy, but still, as far as space goes, I don't really need much else, so I'm not complaining. Just wish that the recline gave me just a little bit more. I'm not asking for much, just a little bit more. I've got a good selection of films on offer, and also there is Wi-Fi available on board. Below the IFE screen, you can find 2 charging ports, one USB and one USB-C. Okay, slides in and out, and I love a good, thick, sturdy one, and this is exactly that. Below the tray table, we have a seat pocket, which is pretty standard size, and to my right is that infamous recline button that I was struggling with so much earlier.
Well, welcome to my seat 21A here on ITA's A321neo in premium economy. It's not often that I'm blown away when I step into a cabin for the first time, but I think this premium economy product might have done that for me today. The first thing to note is that it is just 3 rows of 2x2, so it feels super intimate, exclusive. It really has more of sort of a business cabin feel than premium, and it's just extremely exciting. I think also the Italian design, it feels very tasteful, calming. You've got this mood lighting above you, which just adds a nice little touch to the relaxed feel of the plane. So starting with the seat itself, you've got this nice padded headrest behind you, and also these little privacy partitions which add a bit more of a secluded feel. You're not quite as exposed to the rest of your cabin or your seat neighbour. There's actually a crazy amount of width to wiggle around in. I would say that width is definitely more akin to a business class seat. In terms of tray table, that is hidden in your seat compartment. If I do this correctly, you can flip it up like this. Avoid getting your fingers stuck in there, and then it folds over. Tray table is down. You can see it's a very decent size, at least 3 hands and then some. You've got a little rest here for a drink, and then you can also flip this up to rest either your phone or your laptop against. And then once your tray table is down, you can slide it backwards or forwards depending on your preference. And then down by my right foot, you've got a whole suite of sockets, including USB-C, which is very handy, and a main charging port. Okay, this is something I've never seen before. There's a little button here with a drink symbol on it, and if I give that a little push, I can then lift up this singular table for your drink, which is, somewhat unnecessary given you've got a tray table, but actually a really cool little unique feature. So definitely gonna make use of that later. Oh, well, look at that. I already had a chance to use my favorite new feature of this seat, a little cup holder with a glass of pre-takeoff orange juice. Down here, you've got a couple of seat controls, and that first one means I can get a really nice deep recline. Definitely gonna be good enough if you want to have a little nap on this 5-hour flight. Feels very comfortable indeed. And then that second button will release the footrest below you, just to give you a little bit more support down there. And then, as you can see, plenty of leg room. I can stretch all the way out there without reaching the end of my space available. You've also got a little footrest which you can pull down like so. You have a standard seat pocket where you can put whatever you like. There's a little coat hook that clicks out like this. And then finally, last but not least, you have an enormous 4K IFE screen, which is going to score a 3 on the Liam Spence hand scale, which is very good indeed for premium economy. It's touch screen, or if you want, you can control it with your little seat remote, so there are multiple options to choose how you browse your entertainment. And then finally, another underrated thing I love having in premium economy is these 2 massive big windows all to myself, which is making this brand new fresh cabin feel even more luxurious.
Well, here we are now on board this resplendent Business Plus Seat 1A on the ITA A321neo. It is big and it is private. There's not even a door here, but you feel very cocooned and enclosed. The business class cabin has 12 seats arranged in a 1-1 configuration, but it's important to note that the 2 seats at the front, 1A and 1F, are actually a little bit more special. They are Business Plus, a much wider area in front of you. But I've just been and sat in the seats behind, and they are just as excellent. different. In these business class seats, there really is endless leg room in front of you, so much space to spread out. I actually can't quite believe how much space. Right in front of me here is an in-flight entertainment screen, not the biggest that you've seen in some new modern business classes, but it's crisp, it's clear, and it's big enough. There's a large flat surface right above it, which is kind of handy to keep your bits and pieces, and also a large console area to my left. The tray table pops out from here. It's big, it's sturdy, and adjustable to whatever space you want to have it in. There's an entire storage bin just to the left here. You press a button and the whole thing swings out. There's a controller here and more buttons to control the seat and a personal reading light. You'll find a universal plug socket and also a USB-A and USB-C charging port. Now the seat itself is a large armchair. It feels very comfortable even in the upright position. And of course this extends out into a large fully flat bed, which we're going to try out later. The seats are leather in the classic creams and blues that you'll find on ITA cabins, and it feels chic, nice and calm in here. There's some real Italian style and flair, but it's still very relaxed and calming. And just like that, some lovely blue effect lights that give you more ITA vibes. We've got some great noise cancelling headphones, pillow, not the biggest one I've ever seen, kind of flat but comfy enough, and a chic navy blanket, nice and soft. Pair of ITA slippers, like the tiniest bit flimsy but still pretty good, and an amenity kit. Socks, eye mask, earplugs, toothbrush, toothpaste.
Well, let me run you through some of the goodies that have come with my seat today. First off, we have a pillow, and I hate to say it, it's not the fluffiest in the world. It feels a little bit sad and thin and lumpy. It will do, the seat's comfy anyway, but could be a little bit fluffier. We have this nice big blue blanket, which is actually, again, like maybe a little bit on the thin side. Doesn't feel like the highest quality fabric, but for a short-ish flight like this, I'm not really complaining. And then I also have some nice big over-ear headphones, which again for premium economy look really, really decent. They've got nice ITA branding on, and as expected, the quality on those is really decent, completely noise cancelling, comfortable. But if you don't want to rely on the provided headphones, these A321neos actually come with full Bluetooth connectivity, so you can bring your own headphones and connect them directly to your screen without any need for these whatsoever.
The amenities, which won't take long because there are only 3. I have got a pillow, which is quite interestingly shaped. What's going on here? Oh, it folds. Oh, okay. Oh, I like that. Oh, it gives you like extra fluffiness, as Liam would say, if you want to like double that. And we have a blanket. And lastly, some headphones.
Well, we're kicking the service off in true Italian style with a Campari spritz and a little cheeky plate of nuts and dried fruit. This looks so cool. It's so Italian. Cheers. Well, here we go. Dinner is served on this flight over to Accra, and the starter has just arrived, and it's come with a smoked turkey breast with zucchini and some olives and tomatoes, some bread, which it doesn't look great, but it feels warm, hot, not just warm, hot and pillowy, some fruit, and a glass of Brunello di Pulciano. It's a rather simple dish, but it's tasty. There's an octopus starter, which was the 2 Michelin star designed menu starter. But you know what? Octopus I'm a bit funny with. Got food poisoning once. So I'm going to stick with something that I know. And this turkey, simple but delicious.
Well, I've just been brought my lunch. I was offered a choice between chicken, sea bass and pasta. There's not a menu on board, and I wouldn't say the crew seems to know a ton about the food offered, but I went for the sea bass, and it's a lot more unique. We've also got a little side salad with some cheese, some fruit here, and then dessert with some crumble and a little pudding of some kind, and some nice bread. We're going to start with a nice chunk of sea bass and some carrot as well. That sea bass is actually really, really impressive. It's flaky, it's salty, it's in a lovely sort of sweet, creamy sauce. And doing fish on a plane like this, I think, is particularly tough. It's come out really, really well here. Carrots are nice and juicy as well, well cooked. Maybe it could be a tiny bit hotter, but on the whole, that's a really, really tasty premium economy meal. Okay, next up we have the side salad, which includes some mozzarella, some tomatoes, some olives, some pesto. We're gonna chuck it together. One delicious Italian mouthful. Oh, and that is actually excellent. It's really fresh. It feels like nice, high quality Italian produce. You've got some big rocket in there as well. And as side salads go, that is not bad at all.
As far as economy meals go, I'm really impressed with this so far. The meatballs are genuinely really tender. I mean, the juice is just coming out of it. Zucchinis, salted just to perfection. The mash gives it that lovely creaminess to every bite. I'm now excited to move on to the focaccia. I love how with any other airline, if you get a bread roll, it's just gonna be some stale, sad looking thing. Not with ITA. They do fluffy and salted focaccia. Okay, aside from that delicious focaccia, we also have some crackers and a big wedge of cheese, a slice of ham, and some olives. So ITA, you have fully won me over with this meal, and I haven't had dessert yet, so let's see how that goes.
Service continues with a beautifully presented stuffed chicken supreme and green beans and potatoes. The beans are warm and lovely. The potatoes are doused in a delicious gravy. The chicken, though, is tender. It says it's been cooked at a low temperature, like slow cooked at a low temperature. And you can really taste that. It's really nice. Succulent, lovely sauce, good presentation. All in all, solid main course. Last but not least, an incredible looking chocolate mousse with olive oil on the top and a little biscuit. Wow, it's smooth, it's chocolatey. It's got like a spongy base to it. The olive oil just brings it all together.
Okay, next up we've got fruit. This fruit is juicy, it's sweet, it's bursting with flavour, it's ripe. It's a lovely little palate cleanser after that fish. Very nice, healthy course, but then slightly less healthy is this beautiful looking dessert. Okay, so the mousse is actually coffee flavour. You've got crunchiness, you've got creaminess. It's very indulgent, very sweet, really strong coffee flavour coming through, but it works really well. That is an absolute winner in my book. I've got to say, on the whole, that is a pretty spectacular premium economy meal, and actually even better than the business meal I had the last time I flew with ITA. So well done, ITA. Stunning dishes all round. I'm going to gobble the rest of this up.
We have a cheesecake. This is the exact sweet finish I wanted after that meal. Oh, it's like a mix of mango and coconut.
Now listen, there's only one thing we're going to round an Italian meal off with, and that's an espresso, a double one at that. That's the real deal. Well, as if this and all the other drinks that I've had were not enough, there's now a limoncello. I guess that's the real way that you're going to finish off an Italian meal. That is so good. I mean, have you ever seen me drink so much on a flight? Comment if you think I should be more like I am today.
Well, it's a very Italian conclusion to that meal. I've just been brought a cold glass of limoncello to wash everything down. That's strong, but good stuff.
Come here, listen, I know you want to fly like this as well, and you can, because you can use points and miles to fly on this aircraft in all of these cabins. We actually paid cash for our tickets today, from London through Rome to Accra. For economy, we paid $408, in premium, $1,549, and amazingly, it was just $1,568, just a few dollars more actually for this business class seat. Always remember that points and miles will give you access to these kinds of experiences, and if you want to be able to do that properly and learn everything you need to know to do it too, you should sign up to the Points Guy newsletter. We'll put a link in the description, and we'll have you flying like this in no time.
It is time for the Cool Bell Challenge.
Hello. Could I possibly get a black Americano? Thank you. Pretty good going. They weren't far away, so if they took a long time, it would have been a bit worrying. Well done at that.
Hi. Can I just get a Diet Coke, please? Thank you so much. Oh, not too bad. Not the fastest I've ever had, but for premium economy, that was pretty speedy.
Can I have a sparkling water, please? Grazie mille. Not bad. That was pretty speedy. For as far as economy goes, that was fast.
Well, just 3 hours left to go here on board. I think it's time for a little kip, so shh.
It feels so good to just recline. First time in Ghana and first time flying economy with ITA Airways. And I have to say, overall, I was really pleased with my experience. Despite it being an economy cabin, there were some premium touches in there. For example, the fresh, clean, modern cabin of the seats and that giant IFE screen. The food, I was having the best time with that meal. It was so delicious. It really exceeded my expectations. The crew were all so friendly and so attentive. The only downside for me was just that recline on my seat. It only gave me about 2 inches. So after the 4th or 5th hour, my shoulders were, getting a little bit tense. But despite this, I feel like all the other positives kind of knocked that one little downside out of the park. ITA is still one of my favorite airlines, and I really am pleasantly surprised with my experience. But I'm tired and my back does kind of hurt. So right now, I'm gonna go murder this bed. Over and out, TPG.
Well, I'm delighted to say that I made it safely to my hotel here in Accra, Ghana, after one of the best premium economy flights of my life. It's definitely in the conversation anyway. First of all, that cabin set out across just 3 rows, 12 seats. It felt so intimate, exclusive. I really loved that side of the experience. The seat itself was really comfortable. It was so wide, probably the widest premium economy seat I've ever sat in before, and that recline was really impressive as well. In terms of food, it had definitely redeemed themselves for me. I had a bit of a bad business meal last time, but the premium economy offerings today were excellent. That sea bass was fantastic. I would have loved a menu after boarding, just have, a little browse at what options I had coming up, but on the whole, that was terrific. The service was friendly and attentive throughout, and if you can find a good deal for premium economy that doesn't cost tons more than economy, I definitely think it's worth the upgrade when it comes to ITA on the A321neo.
I am so impressed by what I just experienced. Obviously, we went into this flight knowing that this was a good product. Ben, one of my colleagues, has already reviewed it and he gave it a glowing report, but I wanted to see it for myself. Just on entering that cabin, I was immediately impressed. Going onto a narrow body aircraft, you never quite know how it's going to feel because often space is a little bit more restricted, but here it didn't feel like it at all, especially in that business plus seat. But the seats that were further back also looked very spacious and very nice. I loved how these seats faced out to the window. You don't often get that with some of these seats where they're facing inwards to the aisle. Because you were facing to the window and because of the cocooning around you, it felt very private, even though there wasn't a door. The food service was particularly great, and I loved the way that the food was served. In courses, everything was delicious, everything was warm. Remember that ugly bread, but even that was tasty. Dessert was gorgeous, everything was well thought through, and I just loved the little touches like the Campari spritz to start, and also the Montepulciano wine. Add the limoncello to the end, the incredible espresso, I had an Americano too. It all just came together for like a really wonderful experience. The crew also were brilliant on this flight, very attentive. I saw around the cabin, everyone was happy, everyone was well served, everybody had a great flight, and I for one certainly had a great flight. So is it the best business class on a narrow body jet? Well, I probably think for me, in what I've flown and experienced, I think it might be, but there are some big hitters coming. Etihad is coming with a full first class seat, and I'm sure we're going to see more developments in these narrow body planes as time moves on and as airlines invest more into these more fuel efficient aircraft. Big thumbs up from me, and I'm excited what this is going to do in terms of competition with the other airlines. So that was my experience on the ITA A321neo from Rome to Accra. Done.